Hey guys, welcome back to Benos Esther Malka's channel. If you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see this game, Rally Up. Now this game has been in my collection, has been in my shelf for many years. I can't even count how much. So if you're excited for Rally Up, like I said, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Check out the description box for more information on this game, and let's get into the review. This review is going to be in a few parts, a little bit different. We're going to start off with kind of an unboxing, and I know this is classified as a game. It's from one of my favorite companies, and that's Blue Orange, but we didn't actually use this as a game. We use this more as like a prompt for our students. So I'm going to share with it, all this with you. So first of all, check out this cool tin. I like tins, especially when they're this size. Look at this. It's about the size of my palm. So this is a nice size. It is round. So, but like when I have the game stacked up, I just stick it on top and it doesn't take up too much shelf space. Also, it is a little bit tall, but you know what? This is really nice. If you have one of those shoe organizers, like you just slip it right in, or if you just have a little extra space, again, slip it right in and you're totally good to go. Now, it pops right off, and let me show you how we use this game. So the first thing I'd like to show you is the cards. The cards are really simple. As you can see here, they match the cover of the tin, so kind of cool. You're not really losing out over here. And each card has a picture on it. So you have a snail, you have a little koala bear. They're all just really random and different cards. But here's the thing. Look how cute they are. They're like, oh, here's like an overview. They're like little cartoons and they're child friendly. So who can ask for anything more? So in part 2 of this video, I'm going to take you through the steps of how we play Rally Up. So step number 1, we have a child who can't read and write. We have a child who's working on maybe some oral motor skills, some cognition. So step number 1 is really simple. We present a card like this, and then we say, what is it? And the child will use a one-word response. Cake. So simple. And again, you have watermelon. We want to keep this easy and fun. I may actually keep a few out on display on a shelf, and the child may toddle over and say, oh, crown. What are we doing? We're just encouraging the child to use their mouth and to make a connection, because let's face it, this is not what you see in everyday life. These are gorgeous bracelet illustrations. So again, bracelet. Let's just leave the child to use their own words. Now, level 2 is kind of similar to level 1, but again, we have the child make a connection, but I would like a child to use more of a descriptive word. It could be 1 cake. They could say something like 2 earrings, or if they really want to surprise you, they'll say broken brown building. Again, we're just encouraging the child to use their words. Once the child can use it, you keep following this until the child can make a sentence. Now, here comes the fun part. You have a child who's still a pre-reader and they're not necessarily ready to read or write. So we may actually take this and have a story. So they'll start off with establishing what they're talking about. They could say a wagon, they could say a covered wagon, and then they'll tell us a story of the wagon. So their brain, by using this one picture, is going to have to sequence a beginning, a middle, and an end. And that's something fun you could teach a child way before they're actually ready to write. So again, take the card, sequence, beginning, middle, and end of a short story. Now, once the child is actually ready to write, well, let's go back a step and let's start from the beginning, and the child will write what they see. For example, I see purple grapes. The grapes are on the vine. Really, really simple. The key is to have, at this point, because they've already gone through all the steps, The key is to have a well-formulated sentence about these grapes. So, nice sentences about whatever they see on the card. And the next level, of course, as you can guess, is to turn this into a paragraph and then a short story. I see a flower. The flower grows in the garden. And again, just get the child to write, to love writing. Want to challenge your child? Well then, add 2 or 3 or even 4 of these cards and see what your child will come up with. A few things you want to encourage is, of course, the beginning. Where is my story starting? Kind of think about where is it ending, and then develop the middle, because that thought process, especially with what you just saw, is so abstract. Now, for one final game that we enjoyed, this one is so wacky. Every player is going to get 1 to 3, depending on how many rounds. You know, I have a classroom of kids. I can't exactly give them a lot, depending on the day. So everybody gets, you know, if I want to do 1 round, we'll get 1 card. If I'd like to do 2 rounds, we get 2 cards, and so on and so forth. If you're a family and you're doing this for homeschool, maybe give them 5, up to you. Let me know if you like this idea, because this game is kind of fun. So the first child will go and say 1 sentence. There is a pink flower floating on the pond. Now the next child will hear this, of course, and say, hanging from the flower's petal is a crown. So again, every sentence has a new prompt. The flower and the crown are located right outside of the prince's castle. So again, what I'm doing is everybody has a prompt, but the prompt has to fit in with the pre-told story. Now, I only went to 3. Could you imagine if you had 5 or 10? Let me know if you like this idea, because this really gets the kids thinking. So for the actual game review, let me tell you, 1 being love it, 2 being you decide, and 3 being stay away. I'm going to give it a 1. But I want to point out very clearly, this, in my opinion, was not much of a game. It was more of a flashcard. Now, I am on the fence of whether I like flashcards. Like in this case, I'm going to give this a 1. You saw the beautiful illustrations. You saw the abstract hands-on interaction the kids got. And you saw how many ways I was able to use Rally Up, from a child doing 1-word sentences all the way to writing paragraphs and later on a prompt game. So in terms of Rally Up, I think it is definitely an asset to your classroom. The one thing I will warn you, try your best not to make this into flashcards. I mean, learning should be done in the moment. I should walk around and share with my children everything I see. Flashcards, not so much. But something like Rally Up, it's beautiful enough. Like I said, you put it on display and you let your kids navigate over to it. And this game, it's fantastic. I've had it for a while on my shelves. It serves its purpose for when you really need to develop those language skills. If you liked Rally Up or have Rally Up, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to check the description box below, because I have tons of links that I think is important for you to check out. The first one is Rally Up. Of course, who can ask for anything more? The second is to my Instagram channel. Unfortunately, as you can see here, YouTube does not allow comments, so I am fully accessible all day, every day, almost every day on Instagram. So if you have any questions of Rally Up, don't forget to check out my Instagram below. And last link, some of these games are sponsored. If you would like to send over a game and hear your name shout out, well then check over our Amazon wish list. Every game that is sponsored, I will not only give you guys a shout out, but they will go into my educational space so we can continue to educate through play. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thumbs up, and we'll see you next week.